Good morning, my dear students. I hope all are well at home. Now, we are all second PUC students. Now, this year we are going to studying human geography of the world. So, last year or previous year we studied or learned physical geography of the world. Physical geography, you know very well, particularly whatever the world geographical features related to earthquakes, volcanoes, solar system, including atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere. So, lot of physical aspects we are already studied. These physical aspects which are most important in our life, which are directly influence on the human life. That's why, so geography, the partly we are divided into two, particularly physical geography and human geography. We studied last year physical geography. Physical geography is nothing but the physical features of the earth's surface and their activities, mountains, plateau, rivers, what the nature gifted features we call physical features. Okay. Apart from human geography, the second PUC syllabus, human geography. Human geography is another field of geography. Another field means, so in our earth comprises not only non-living things, in our earth comprises living things also very important. Among the living things, plants, animals and human. The human or man is the most important living things. The man in his activities is a major role in our earth. That is human geography. Human geography is the most important and powerful subject in the economic activities of the world. Okay, because we are all the humans. So, without human you can't do anything in the world. Otherwise, even the existed natural features also which are helpless. What are the availability or possibilities the gifted by the nature resources are there when the man is properly utilizing? That is very important part of human geography. Such a thing, human geography apart from three parts, part A, part B, part C, the three parts comes to under in second PUC syllabus. So, part A it is totally world geography, world human activities. Part B, that is human activities in India, what we have studied in the previous year, last 5 chapters, the continuing chapter it may becomes to under part B, related to India. Then part C, that is graphical works, is totally practical works. So, no need now the present situation. So, part A, human geography. Particularly human geography, the chapter 1 is most important, the introduction of human. How man is very important on the earth's surface. Why the man is most important role on his activities by the influence of physical features. So, why the man activities which are differ from place to place and time to time. Human activities also which are changing from one place to another or one time to another. Such a region we are studying the meaning of human geography and including whatever particularly for the activities of the human, and from the ancient, medieval and modern time, why the human activities which are developed, who introduced the branches of geography, the definitions of geography and field of geography, the importance of geography, which are studying in the first chapter, human geography. It is the most important chapter, basic chapter. Second chapter is a part A, world populations. Population is very important, is another word of human. So, human strength means is a quantity. Not only population, you should be studying the quantity of the people, even the quality of the people also very important. More than 730 people who were living in the more than 200 nations apart from under 7 continents. So, the world population meaning, including growth of population, natural growth, actual growth, and what are the causes of populations, what are the problems of populations, how can measure and control population in the world. Different measures were taken in the different government and different nations in the world, which is very important, and including composition of populations. So, age structures, different age structures populations, which means infant age 0 to 14 years and middle age 15 to 55 years particularly, and adult age we called aged more than 55 years we called aged people. So, the category of the people aged, including and sex ratio. Sex ratio means how many males, how many females. Percentage of particularly per 1,000 females, how many males which are available, we are going to study in the composition of populations, and including rural and urban populations, and demographic cycle, including human development index. What a concept it may be: development, human poverty index, human development index, which are we are going to studying population geography, even including migration also, internal migration, international migrations, and including particularly internal rural to rural, urban to urban, and urban to rural, which are all the things which are important, causes, effects, and solutions, which are very important in the population chapter. Anyway, this is a very important, biggest chapter related to part A. Third one, human economic activities. Human activities, basically I informed. Human geography related to human activities. Activities means human work. Why the man is human work on the earth. Basic needs are very important: food, shelter, and cloth. So man struggling food, shelter, and cloth through in his activities. What are the opportunities given and provided by the nature? So nature provided by facilities the man use through in his activities to survival on the earth, how much possible to may be extent. That is very important. So human activities means totally primary occupations, secondary occupation, and tertiary occupations. Human activities means human occupations. Primary occupation, from the generation the man's civilization may be start, particularly from hunting, food gathering, agricultural, mining, fishing, so which are all come to under in the primary occupations. Secondary occupation, you know, the industries, the manufacturing groups, which are very important, and tertiary activities, the supporting activities, transportations, including banking, education, medical, health, technology, science, and communications, which are leads to whenever in the tertiary activities. So these are all the things to whatever the third chapter. Then fourth chapter, transport and communication. Transport is very important. Whatever the sufficient goods and services which are movement one place to another, we call transportation. Without transportation, we can't. The proper utilization of the resources and services which are reached to every place, transportation is very important. Okay, either the transportation meaning the importance and types, especially for whenever different types, land transportation, water transportation, air transportation, their main types and subtypes: road and railway, inland water transportation, ocean transportation, internal and international airport systems in the world. And come to the next point related to whenever particularly for the communication. Communication means the messages, informations, and ideas which are exchanging from person to person and place to place. In the olden days, telegraph, postal services which served, today also which are much more technology may be updated through. Whatever, now it is email services, computer networking, satellite networking, including particularly e-government systems, so remote sensing, or radar systems, so radio, televisions, newspapers, which are modern communication or mass communication systems in the world, which are out to maybe linked and out may be developing role, particularly in the human activities. Now, fifth chapter in the part here, that is human settlements. Every person who is living on the world, the settlements are very important. Settlements, a man living houses, the man living houses, a pattern system we called in the name of the settlements. So settlements pattern, how much which are very important in human life. So different factors are important influencing human settlements, either types related to urban settlements and rural settlements. The advantages of two settlement systems, including the problems of the two settlements, the pattern, the man how to particularly the construction their houses in the different pattern, either linear, random, XY, U shape, U shape, which are all very important apart from the human settlements. Anyway, the first 5 chapters which play an important role, particularly for the human activities in the world, the part A. Part A is completely depending upon world. It may be related to comparing all the nations, including oceanic and all the continents, human life, how they are exchanging, how they differs. So it is not a stagnant. It may be changing from place to place and time to times. These are all 5 activities, the 5 chapters also which are going to comparison between one nation to another nation, isn't it? Now the part B. Part B, now we are going to studying about human and economic geography of India. The part A, we are going to learn world geography. The part B, now we are going to study human and economic geography of India. As it is same, the chapters which are same. So in the part A, what are the chapters that comes, even the part B also same chapters. But in the part B, we are regional study. One India, the regional study, because India, it is one of the important country. Totally, it is our country. More than 200 nations in the world. But why we are going to only in India? Because it is our country. That should be very important. India is our country. At the same time, India is the 7th biggest country in the world, apart from the geographical area. 32,87,263 square kilometers. More than 27 states and 9 union territories present in India. And lot of geographical resources in India. India, it is not a ordinary resources which have. India has a good resources. Even the physical resources, even the human resources. At the same time, 2nd biggest country in the world, India, next to China. Okay, more than 130 crore population in India. More than 130 crore. At the same time, 7th biggest country, 2nd highly populated country, all type of geographical resources available. All type. You can't see this much of physical features which may be not existed in any part of the world. Even mountains are there, plateaus are there, plains are there, deserts are there in India. Okay, more than 67 rivers and more than 500 tributaries in India. Okay, more than 1,75,000 desert area in India. More than 300 islands in India. Okay, even the rivers, tributaries, minerals are there, forest resources are there in India. Very good climatic conditions in India. More than 13 types of soils in India. Even which feels about different climatic conditions, including all type of religious peoples, they are living in the only one country in the world, that is India. Okay, India is a secular country. Okay, biggest racial. At the same time, human activities also, which may be different, part to part, one state to another. Such conditions, relations, whatever, apart from the chapter 6, the first 5 chapter world geography. But part B, first 5 chapter we already studied in the first PUC. Okay, first PUC part B 5 chapter we studied. The chapter 6, it is the second PUC human geography in India. That should be very important. Okay, so chapter 6 population of India. I said already population of India, India is the 2nd biggest populated country. At the same time, the population pattern system in India, even the composition, sex ratio, okay, even the rural urban, more than 5,87,263 villages in India. So apart from the regional distribution, all states, the migration patterns, the growth systems, male and female, birth and death rate, the ratio between the different graphical, even there may be problems in India, effects of populations, even the measures to control population in the different governments, what the taken decisions implemented in the different times and different decades in India, like that family planning, adoption, several things may be including in the syllabus. Even the human development index also here. So how can a measure human development index, the point should be noted. Even the human poverty index, who introduced, migration pattern, everything as it is same what the first chapter maybe you are going to learn same chapter. The population of world is population of India. The content may be both are same. Nothing any difference particularly there and here. Chapter 7, land and water resources. Land means how much land in India available. Land means what the total geographical land. Means what are the soil systems. Okay, how much land available. So water means how much water potentiality may be available. Okay, land different land pattern system in India. How much forest, how much fallow land, how much net zone agricultural area, how much dry area. So which are all land use pattern system, the land capability system also may be including. Come to the point, water resources. Water resources means in the river water systems, river water potentiality, groundwater potentiality, surface water potentiality, which are very important. How much water we are going to utilize? How much water we are going to utilize particularly for different purposes? So like maybe irrigation pattern, India, 7th chapter, land and water resources of India. Land and water resource, the part mainly comes to the several content. How much land available in India? So in the different patterns, how much land we can utilize for different purposes. Suppose forest area, how much area? How much percentage in forest area? Net zone area, how much? Fallow land, how much area? Dry area, how much? Which are the different sectors, how much land area which are occupied in the percentage wise, we are going to study in the land. Water resources. Water is very important, is an essential thing of human. So how much water potentiality in the country? So surface water potentiality, river water potentiality. So this water potentiality, how much availability, how much we are going to utilizing, how much possibility it may be utilized in future. That should be very important in the water resources chapter. Such a way, irrigation. Irrigation also it may be one of the important chapter related to content. So irrigation, different types of irrigation. Irrigation is nothing but an artificial supply of water application to cultivation of the crops. Irrigation means an artificial supply, even tank irrigation, well irrigation, canal irrigation, different irrigation methods, including drip irrigation also, which are how much applicable to in the country. Chapter 7, land and water resources. I said already how much land and water potentiality availability in the country. So even the irrigation also one of the important subtopic, it is related to land and water resources. Irrigation means an artificial supply of water through an application to cultivation of the crops. Irrigation means the different types of irrigation systems in India. Tank irrigation, well irrigation, drip irrigation, including canal irrigation. All irrigation systems. So what are the conditions in India? What are the needs? What are the uses? What are the importance? Everything we are going to studying in the irrigations, and different dams construction projects are there. Multi-river valley projects. The projects multi-river purposes. We are going to one dam construction, how much users utilizing in different uses, particularly DVC project, Bakranangal project in India, Hirakud project in India, Upper Krishna project in India, more than 3,000 dams in India, bigger, minor, and even the small dams, rivulets, which are including how much water resources particularly related to irrigation. And rainwater harvesting and water management, so which are very important related to comes to under land and water resources chapter. 8th one, the biggest chapter apart from the part B, that is agriculture. Agriculture is one of the important human occupations. As the oldest and primitive occupations of humankind, the cultivation of crops, tilling the crops from the soil is agriculture. Agriculture is need because food is need for everyone. Different types of crops cultivations in the country, the geographical conditions, rainfall, soil, which are very important because different soil suitable for different crops, amount of rainfall, even fertilizers, so pesticides, so weather, everything which are including for the agricultural factor. Particularly the types of agricultural, even the food crops, rice and wheat, including commercial crops, tobacco, sugarcane, in the plantation crop, coffee, tea, including horticultural and floricultures. Horticultural floriculture is nothing but the fruits and vegetables cultivations, so which are also essential our people. So how much food crops which are very important, even vegetables, fruits also very important our life. So including different flowers. So particularly how much cultivations, the export and import activities related to crops, either is a major crops, either is a minor crops. So agricultural chapter, it may be content. Chapter 9, mineral and power resources. Minerals. Mineral, it is the most important natural substances available interior structure of the earth. So mineral meaning different types of minerals, like ferrous minerals, non-ferrous minerals, even valuable minerals, atomic minerals. So even iron ore, manganese, bauxite, mica, gold, diamond, lot of minerals existed in our earth's surface. So these are all the types, uses, importance, production, distribution, trade, everything which are going to consider or comes to under in the mineral and power resources chapter. Even the including the conventional and non-conventional resources, renewable and non-renewable resources. Either non-conventional resources in the latest solar energy, wind power, tidal power, okay, geothermal, which are most important role now the situation, because the man in going the technology, it is more important role applicable to whenever introducing the lot of non-conventional power resources in the country. And power crisis, the conservation of minerals, which are related to part chapter 9. chapter 10, manufacturing industries. Manufacturing industries is another important chapter comes to under in the second PUC human geography syllabus. Manufacturing industries, the raw material conversion into whenever particularly for the finished goods. At the same time, less valuable materials conversion into more valuable goods. That is the industrial part. So what are the industrial locational factors? So one industry, it is needs several locational factors, raw materials, so power supply, including whenever particularly weather, capital, labor force, everything which are including particularly here. And the industrial regions in India. India is the biggest country. Industrial regions which play an important role. Industrial regions means Indian 8 industrial regions. The locational factors, what are the productions, what are the materials, so what are the conditions in the different industrial system and different industrial regions, which are very important apart from the factors. So like that the different major industries, iron and steel industry, cotton textiles, including computer industry, paper industry, fertilizer industry, leather industry, okay, cement industry, shipbuilding industry, which are related to here. Come to the chapter 11, transport, communication and trade. Transport, communication, trade, which are most important. Even the transportation, I already said, movement of goods and persons. So same as it is the first part A, what are the content which are there? So when the road transportation in India, railway transportation, the types national highway, district highway, state highway, village roads, and golden quadrangles, and railway meter gauge, broad gauge, narrow gauge, inland water system in India country, including air transportation system in India, communication system especially for satellite, radio, televisions, newspaper conditions in India, how much their importance in our people. So how much they are important in our country economical development, that is also most important. Content, it may be related to India. The part B, next one, that is environmental issues and planning. Environmental is very important. Every person who is successful living or meaningful life depending upon environment. Environment is nothing but our surroundings. What we are our surroundings? Either is a man-made, either is a physical made, things are there. So we are surrounding man-made and physical made features our surroundings. So which we call directly environment. So a country is a poor country, a country is a developing country or developed country, everything which are considered a country environment is very important. So such environment conditions and their issues means, so what are the problems may be related. So particularly maybe pollutions in atmosphere, air pollution system in India, air pollutions, water pollution, noise pollution, land degradations, slums in India. Okay, what are the causes for these pollutions? What are the problems the country now may be facing? What are the measures to check control these pollutions to maybe limitations? So which are all very important in the environmental pollutions. And planning. Planning is very important. Planning means it's nothing but the action may be prepared, future action may be prepared now, particularly for developing purposes. That is no planning. Planning means several planning systems as the regional planning, sectoral planning, including whenever particularly for the sustainable development. Sustainable means all round development. A place as most important, the one place, one state, one particular sector development, it is not a complete or overall development. Entire country, it may be development through all sectors, through all applicable. That should be very important, environmental pollutions and planning. Anyway, part A, part B, both which are simultaneous. Some chapters, population, including whatever transportation, these two chapters as it is simultaneously may becomes. Both side also which are content may be same, explanation may be same, notes may be same. But part A, it may be going to studying as a world comparison, it may be comparison in India, especially for regional wise. This should be very important part. Anyway, the man is very important role, particularly for in our earth surface. His life, his technology, his knowledge, how much we are going to utilize for every time. So every country should be bring the nations to first place, particularly in the point of economic development. India has through its education, the health, education, health, how much they are related to planning to development as the primary essential essential problems now we are going to solve. That's the biggest problem of all the government, either it is a state government, either it is a central government. Totally, human role is very important. Human participation is very important. Okay, so government support, particularly for cooperation for the people side, this should be very important. These are all part B related. The part C, no need now. So anyway, as a graphical work, graphical means representation of geographical graphics, as a line graph. So what are the productions, variations, differs, the data when we are collections. So as a line graph system, as a bar graph system, as a pie chart system, now we are going to maintain through the graph book. So now it may be comparison between the nations, between the crops, between the production, between the products, which are going to comparison. Okay, anything may be else. So even it may be limitation apart from the resources. Anyway, part A, it is a 5 chapters. Part B, it is more than 7 chapters, and part C, it is mostly 2 or 3 graphs. 7 graphs, graphical work may be limitation apart from here. Anyway, the students, next class, now we are going to start directly the first chapter, how they are previous link the first chapter even. So take note, these are all the syllabus. So most important part. So how much part A, part B, part C, totally which are all considered as a human activities. The human is very important, man is very important, man role is very important. How much availability of the resources in the world, in a country, in a locality, what are the availability, possibilities, so which are using much more maximum and good way, that should be very important apart from the second PUC human geography part, isn't it? Anyway, today now the introduction about human geography may be completed. The next part, the next first chapter will continue next part or next class. Anyway, stay warm, stay safe, use the mask. Okay, use the mask, everyone compulsory. So should good luck, take care of your health.